Welcome to Finish First Financially. Goran Radanovic here. I've got another question from Reddit, which I'll quickly read and then give my take on it. It's obviously not financial investment advice. It says, wife and I both have our own homes. What to do? So my wife and I, both 30 years old, just got married. We have two separate mortgages, $1,400 per month each at 2% APR that we're paying for. We plan to have two kids and eventually pass the houses to them. But since we live together at her house, that means that my house is unoccupied. What is the best thing to do with my house? It's going to need major repairs and upgrades within the next 2 years. I can afford the repairs, but I was wondering if it's better to sell my house as is. I would make 150 to 200,000, wait for the markets to go down, and then buy a newly built house later on, or keep the house, repair everything, and rent it out. Or is there another option? We each make $130,000 a year and no debt except for mortgages. If that helps you guys answer my question, thank you in advance. This is one of those cases where if you go into renovations, what you're essentially doing is you're investing into that house, and you are hoping to get a certain amount. You believe that this is going to increase the house's value, and this is what the marketplace will pay for it. But you don't know that. This is the thing. And for me, if I was in the situation, what I would do immediately is put the house on for sale as it is. I need to gauge the market. I need to see what it is that they actually want, what it is that they're prepared to pay for. So if I put the house onto the market as it is without doing any renovations, and people start coming in now, I've got a predetermined price that I want for it, so I'm going to advertise it as that. And if people start coming in to see the house and they look around and they say to me, well, this really needs to be repaired, and it's not really in a good condition, it's a bit shabby, and if you were to bring it up to par, if this place actually looked decent, then I would be willing to buy it. And it would be at that point that I would ask them, what would you be willing to pay for it if I did all of the renovations? So if I do it like that, then I can gauge. I know what the market is telling me. I know what my customers are prepared to pay for what it is that they want. Then I know what I need to do. And at the same time, when I would put the market on the house as it is, I would also rent it out, because I want to have some kind of an income until I get to a point where I've decided what it is that I want to do. And I would obviously not do any renovations, rent it out as it is. And I'd say to the new tenants, look, I can only give you a lease for like 6 months, and I'm putting it on the market. I want to sell this house, just so you know, so it's not a surprise for you. And one of the things that would actually attract renters is if I offer rent below market value. And you'd be surprised as to what guys will rent, where they will actually live, just so that they can pay less rent. I mean, some atrocious places, just as long as they've got a roof over their head and they can lie on the bed, and they'll be happy with it as long as the rent is very affordable. And that's what I would do. And that way, by approaching it in this manner, I now see, is this rental thing actually going to work out? I'm receiving money from my tenant. Maybe I should just carry on like this. Or if the rental works out and I want higher rent, then I'll do renovations. Otherwise, if that doesn't work out, I don't want tenants. It's not working out for me. There's too much time that I'm putting into this. Then I'm going to decide with regards to selling, what is the marketplace telling me? Are they willing to accept the place as it is without any renovations? And if I have to do renovations, how much can I actually get? And you can ask these people who come to visit. And if it's a case of I don't need to do renovations, they're willing to pay what I'm asking, well, then that's pretty much what you're looking for. I guess that's probably the best case scenario, but you will only know that, you will only have the full spectrum to analyze if you've taken this approach, as opposed to, I am not going to rent out, I'm just going to go straight into renovations, and then I'm going to ask this price that I believe that will increase the house's value, and this is what I want. How do you know people are going to be interested in paying that price, even though you've brought the house to a tip-top shape? You'll only be able to gauge that once you get feedback from the marketplace. And for me, this is how I'd approach it, so that I know what I'm dealing with. I've looked at all of the angles. I've seen, if I want to rent, do I need to do renovations, and what price can I actually get for the house if I need to do renovations. That's my take on it. If you want to learn about how to prepare for retirement, how to sort out your finances, how to pay off your debt as quickly as possible, you can check out my book, From Homeless to Debtless with Savings. I'll put a link in the description below, and I wish you all the best.